All right, represent. You know, I'm from the UK, so I've got to big up the UK. I've got to represent with some classic UK soul albums. I'm going to dive straight into it. The influence, Good For We. The standout track is Good Lover, but the whole album's solid. No Illusions, is that the other track? No Illusions and I'm the One are on here, as well as other tracks too. It's just a great album. Sarah Webb releasing, it has this beautiful raspy voice, and it captures that UK soul kind of zeitgeist of the early 90s. To the point, it's got house elements in there too, which aren't cheesy, they kind of work, and it's a good album. But anyway, we're moving on swiftly. 52nd Street, Tell Me How It Feels is a standout track on this album. It's a very famous track from the 80s. We grew up around it, but the album backs it up totally. The album is a really well done, well polished album. Diane Charlemagne has a beautiful voice that complements it. It's just smooth UK soul, you know. It's just like slick and polished. I just love it. Shout out to Diane Charlemagne. She passed away a few years ago. Great singer. Soul to Soul, maybe the most famous album out of the bunch. Keep On Moving, classic album. Keep On Moving is a classic track. Back to Life was a huge track, especially in the US too. I used to go to their parties when I was young, when I first started to go out and party, and they evolved into a record label and a band. And for a year or two, they were one of the biggest bands in the world, and it was like phenomenal to me because I saw it from the genesis. So anyway, classic album, Soul to Soul. If you don't know it, wiki it. Simande, UK funk soul group, a desirable vinyl record amongst vinyl collectors. It's very well known in the vinyl community. It's just real raw soul funk, even has elements of like reggae in there. It's a famous record amongst a cult following, if that makes sense. But it's a brilliant record. It's the kind of record that doesn't really sound British. It sounds more American, but very UK band, so we're claiming that. Alright, so, and last up is Loose Ends. Arguably my favourite band to come out of the UK. A wealth of great albums. I could have chosen 999. I think the first album is called 999, or the So Where Are You album, but I choose this album, which I think is their last album. Brilliant record with a number of great tracks on here. This record here, Loose Ends, Zagora Essential, UK Soul.